Hey, good evening. This is Chris with GottaBeMobile.com, and I'm going to take you through a Twitter application for Windows Phone 7 called, well, let me spell it for you. It's Mehdoh. Medoh or Medoh. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it, but it is one of the top two Twitter clients I've actually had a chance to check out. I've looked at a lot of them, and there's a video on here where I kind of briefly pass over several of those. But this is one of the better ones that I've tried so far, and I wanted to give you a little quick walkthrough of it. It's optimized for 7.5 Mango, Windows Phone 7.5, and it's pretty nice. It's very feature rich, and it's actually got toast notifications that pop up when somebody mentions you up here with an audible, and also a live tile, as you can see right here. It says that I've got one mention and one new message. So you actually click on here and it'll load up and it'll take me right to my mention, or it should have. Okay, maybe it doesn't anymore, but loading new tweets up top there, and it brought in 20. It says 20 plus new on my timeline, 0 mentions, which says that I was supposed to have a new mention, but I must have checked it manually before that. So anyway, we'll start from the top here. You've got your timeline, you've got mentions, you've got messages, and you've got your favorites, which I have no favorites set up right now. You can load more tweets to load more that were loaded between the last time you synced and then. So, but anyway, you can scroll up and down through your timeline, or you can, if you're halfway down through it, you can tap the top up here and it takes you back to the top. With your mentions, same thing. And so basically you can set it up several ways. Here you can actually click on settings and display the screen name or their actual Twitter name. I actually like to go with their actual real name, display name instead of their actual Twitter name, which is screen name. You can set up how many tweets you want on each refresh. I go with 20. I follow only like 300 people, so it works out pretty good for me. You can select which image host you want to use. I go with YFrog, which is what they have set by default, just because that's what I've been using for most of the time. You can toggle showing maps on and off if they're using location services on their tweets. If they're using a phone or whatever, it'll actually show where they tweeted it from on a map. I don't really care for that, so I'll turn that off. Automatically show links and hide avatar on the main screen, which is new with the most recent build that came out of this just over the weekend, because I don't remember seeing that before. I don't really care to turn that off, but on startup you can set up, which one you'll start on. I'll start with mentions, so when you start the app it'll go straight to your mentions instead of the timeline. And here's all it. You can set which of these 4 you want it to actually pull, instead of going to your timeline and it loading up 20 tweets, and then you slide over to your mentions and it loads up again. When you load up, it loads up all 4 tabs that you have selected, or if you only want 1 or 2, you can turn off messages and favorites and it won't do those, but I'll leave them on. Updating, it'll tell how you want to work with all the different. Only run background task on Wi-Fi. I don't want that. Enable backgrounding updating. That's to allow you to see mentions and direct messages on that live tile. Toast notifications, you can turn that on or off. Location, you can turn that on and off. I'm going to turn that off for now. View privacy. Account, you can actually refresh your account, like if you made some changes and it's not showing, or you can remove it altogether. And here's some information about the company or the developer that makes this, and then back to general. So that's your settings. Here on your timeline, you can either start a new tweet here, and you've got send button, app button to bring up your app immediately, and it actually auto. So if I want to go with Matt Miller, and it pretty much comes up. Palm Solo. There you go. So I can just say, hey man, testing a Twitter app. Are you online. And we'll see if he replies to that while I'm doing this. So hit send button, bam, it's gone. Another thing, when you're doing that, you can also attach an image from your device, from your camera roll, whatever, and I can go, my camera roll is empty because I delete them on sync. I sync them to my actual device, but if I wanted to tweet that, it's uploading that image now, and I'm going to come over here and write test image tweet. As you can see on that YFrog, it, after it uploaded it, took those X's and turned that into an actual link here. So go ahead and tweet that, and that's it. So I refresh this timeline here. I really wish they would allow you to pull it down to refresh, but it doesn't. As you can see here, hey man, testing Twitter, it shows my little icon and blah blah blah. And here's another one, and here's just give you, we can there's a tweet there, 3 new Windows Phone starter kits, blah blah blah. I can reply to that, I can retweet it, edit and retweet, which I love, and we'll do that right now. And just the typical lazy +1, we'll do that and hit send, and bam, quick and easy. I don't like the apps that don't allow you to edit it and just retweet it because you can't comment on it, so you're not becoming part of the conversation by doing that. So then, like I said, you got your mentions, your messages. I'm not really sure what else to really show you here. Like I said, I'd love to be able to pull it down and let that be the refresh, kind of like the iPhone app does or the Android official Twitter app, but instead you have to hit that little refresh button down there. So let's say we want to know more about The Verge. So we can go up here and we can click, and it gets user info, and you can do some things here. It tells how many tweets they got, when they join, followers, following, which followers is actually new. You used to not be able to look at the followers. You can click here to see how many people they're following, 36, and probably take a little bit to populate this. Yeah, see, it's populating it as I go. That's who they're following, which looks like pretty much basically their writers. And Twitter account, the description of this Twitter account for The Verge. You can actually go over here, look at their timeline. You can see photos, you can see their web, and you actually see a full version of their actual website. Well, this is actually their mobile version, but which is kind of hard to get off there. Back to info. So with that, showing that website thing, if I click on my own profile and go to my web, you can see my personal blog, and there it is. And you can actually scroll through the actual website. I don't think you really want to browse anybody's website in this little mini browser here, but anyway, so you can look at my info, join 2007 tweets, you can look at my timeline, big old picture of my head, and web info, blah blah blah. So very full featured this application is. Like I said, it's optimized for Windows Mango, Windows Phone 7.5 Mango. Live tiles, notifications, you can view images, maps, websites all in line in the application without leaving. You can look at a conversation view on let's see if this works here. I don't think we didn't have a oops, that's to send it. I'm not really sure how to look at the conversation view. I haven't done that before, but like if I see somebody, let's find somebody that's replied somebody besides me. It's got to be somebody that's replied somebody that actually also follows, so this might take a minute here. Anyway, it'll show you it. What I'm getting at is, if you find a post and you're kind of like, well, why did he say this? What is this in reply to? I can go over here. There we go. There's one right there. And he actually didn't reply. There we go. Conversation. This shows the conversation that they had. Let's go back to mine now. I've not messed with this portion of it that much. Let's go to my mentions, and we'll see if we can look at the conversation. Yeah, there we go. I'm sorry, I missed that. You can slide it to the left or right, and you can see what I said. Noah Kravitz said, cooking dinner, listen to sports talk. So I said, what are you listening to, XM or local? And then he replied, and pretty much, so that's pretty cool. What else do we got here? It's got Instapaper support. I'm not sure if that's in here yet. I haven't messed with it yet. Read It Later and Instapaper. I know Read It Later is in here. If you find a link and you want to check it out, you can click here and save for later or open in browser. If I click open in browser, it'll actually show a link to an article that I wrote that somebody linked. So like I said, this is a really nice application. In fact, the person that I just read the tweet of is the other good Twitter app for Windows Phone 7. But so far, this one and Rowie are the only two that really have it going on right now. There are some others that were good that have either been broken and not fixed and updated, and there's some of them that are coming on strong. But so far, this is my choice, this one and Rowie, and kind of leaning towards this one right now. So anyway, my name's Chris, Gotta Be Mobile, and this was just a quick look at the browser that is spelled Mehdoh. I'm sure I'll get some grief about not knowing how to pronounce that. Somebody will tell me how to do that, I'm sure. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you're looking at getting Windows Phone 7 and you need a nice client, I can recommend this one, and I will show you. I'm not going to say, I think it's 99 cents is how much this is. We'll look that up right now while we're watching before I leave. It's a bargain at 99 cents, and there's also a free version. Yeah, 99 cents, and there's a free version that's supported by in-app ads, which, I mean, for 99 cents, can you not, I mean, you can't beat that. And you know, look at we got a 1 here, was working fantastic till the last update messed it up, but that's not a little fair because that was Microsoft's fault from what I understand. But look at all these high stars here. This is a pretty well received app. Screenshots, which you don't need because you saw it, and you can see all these screenshots are in dark. The application is actually what is the word I'm looking for here? Theme aware. If you go to my settings here again and you change the theme, oops, wrong one. Change the theme to dark, then you go back into the application background will be dark, as you can see here. And there you go. So, and you know, I changed the update my settings to go straight to mentions, and there you go. You can flip over to the timeline. So anyhow, this is Medoh, and my name is Chris Slackness, GottaBeMobile.com. This video will be on GottaBeMobile.com with a little text and a little commentary if you want to check it out. Thanks for watching.